Like your Piers Morgan appearance was great. I don't know if you saw ours, but like part of my strategy going into that one was based off of yours. Now that the Overton window's been kicked open, it allows voices like yours to step in and really give the facts like that.
Yeah, I think you did great. I mean, The nice thing is, like, you were completely unapologetic. You were, stoic. You were unemotional. You just kind of, like, stuck with facts. You didn't fall into, like, his game where, you know what I mean? Like, he tries to, like, take people down roads. And and then he goes with the, his typical name calling and whatever. And he didn't fall for any of that, which I think is good. And I think he's getting schooled so often. He's just, like, getting used to getting clowned. I mean, I ratio him every time I reply to his tweets, and he just actually blocked me yesterday.
Come on. Piers Morgan uncensored, but he's censoring like one of his biggest guests. Like, I mean, he came around about Gaza, and now he's criticizing Israel Netanyahu finally. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, because like his audience is turning on him. That's what I said. It's like, he's had all the information. Like he's had enough guests on that have presented him the information that all the baby stuff was all bullshit. The mass rape stuff was bullshit. Like, he's had enough guests go on there, talk about the Hannibal Directive, talk about how Israel killed most of the people that died on October 7th, talk about how, half of them weren't even civilians. They were military combatants, so they don't really count in the number. So let's chop the 1,200 number down to 600. And of those 600, the Hannibal Directive, they probably killed at least half of them. So what are we talking about? 300 people? Like, they killed way more Palestinians than that year alone. You know what I mean? So, like, he keeps harping on this, like, 1,200 number. It's like, no, like, you have to talk about the civilians. And then how many civilians has Israel killed, You have to separate military combatants and civilians because they're different, right? And it's almost like Israel's targeting civilians now and, blowing up churches, mosques. I mean, all the things that, like, if any Muslim did would be considered a terrorist act is totally fine with Israel. And it's like we're still falling for this retaliation narrative a year and a half later. Fucking like hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians killed. Like, it's absurd. Their whole country's leveled to the ground. Like, they're stealing land in the West Bank that has absolutely nothing to do with Hamas.
Yeah, I appreciate you explaining this stuff, like, because we need people to hear it. Like, Trump last week, he started saying, like, he admitted that what happening in Gaza is terrible, pretended like he was gonna, go against Netanyahu, and then they're continuing today. I mean, I'm seeing more videos of them preparing for another invasion. Enough time has passed since October 7th, where it's like, I don't think people believe the 30 babies thing was so long ago, it doesn't hit anymore. And that's why guys like Piers have shifted their narrative.
But the 30 babies was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
The tanks were fucking shelling the kibbutzes, shooting their own civilians. They have videos of Apache helicopters, their own Apache helicopters, shooting their own citizens with Hellfire missiles. The fucking cars are burned to the ground. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't happen with an AK-47 or an RPG. Like, and they don't deny it anymore. They've admitted it. It's like, how many times a motherfucker gotta lie to you before you're like, okay, I've been lied to 100 times. I'm just not going to believe anything this group of people says, And it's like, you look at, like, Israel, like, it was founded by terrorists. They literally blew up the King David Hotel. The people that blew up the King David Hotel, designated terrorist organization, are the people that founded Israel. Like, so I just don't understand how people are like ignoring all this historical evidence that these people are complete piece of shit. I mean, how many false flag attacks do you have to commit before people are like, okay, this is a scumbag country? Like, I don't think people really process what a false flag attack is. That is when you kill your own civilians or your allies' civilians to try and blame it on somebody else. Like, if that happens one time, it should be an act of war, and we should never be allies with them again. We've caught them on numerous occasions doing that. The Levant affair, USS Liberty, like,
we went into World War II.
9/11.
We went into World War II. We went into World War II because of Pearl Harbor. USS Liberty happens, and then every politician, American politician, says they're our greatest ally.
I mean, dude, they literally committed war crimes. I mean, they're fucking shooting the decks, they're napalming it, they're shooting a life raft, which is an absolute war crime. Like, they have the radio transmissions, like they knew it was a U.S. ship. It has big U.S. flags flying. So, like, there's no mistaking it. So this whole mistaken identity thing is just absolute nonsense. They were attacking the ship for an hour and a half. When we went to the Iraq War, because I was in the military at the time, and it's like, we basically painted all the Arabs with this brush of like, oh, they're Hajis, they're Sand, they're this, they're that. And in doing so, they basically dehumanized an entire population and then made it okay for us to kill 1 million civilians. And they would laugh about it. It wasn't a big deal. It's like, no, this is a person, and you're in their backyard, and they're shit up for Jewish interests. But I think that's the problem with the dehumanization of a population, is that it allows you to do all sorts of fucked up shit.